Stop scrolling, take a breath. Because what I'm about to reveal, USA, could completely change how you look at the coin sitting in your pocket. What if I told you that a simple $1 coin, something most people ignore, could actually be worth $100,000 or even more? Sounds unbelievable, but it's real. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of 1-cent Lincoln Wheat Penny, one of the most unique and misunderstood coins in U.S. history. First introduced in 1943, these coins honor women's rights pioneer copper penny and steel penny, and feature a bold design that stands out from traditional U.S. currency. On the reverse, you'll find the iconic Apollo 1 eagle landing on the moon, a powerful symbol of American achievement and one of the most recognizable designs ever used on a dollar coin. In this video, we'll explore the top 3 most valuable, rare, and expensive 1-cent Lincoln Wheat Penny coins ever discovered. Coins that serious collectors are willing to pay a fortune for. We'll break down rare P, D, and S mint marks, valuable composition details and finish types, proof coins and rare mint errors, coins that look ordinary but could be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's the crazy part. Some of these coins look worn, dirty, or completely normal. But in reality, they could be hiding a life-changing value. So before you spend wheat penny coin, watch this video till the end, because your spare change might be a hidden treasure. Let's get started. Coin number 1. Money bag magnifying glass tilted left. The 1956 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny stands as a fascinating symbol of hidden value and forgotten history. The Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, becoming the first regular American coin to feature a real historical figure. His portrait on the front of the coin represented unity, leadership, and endurance, while the wheat ears on the reverse symbolized growth and prosperity during a changing era in American history. By 1956, the United States had entered a period of post-war expansion. Factories were booming, suburbs were growing rapidly, and coins moved constantly through the hands of millions of Americans. At the Denver Mint, countless Lincoln Wheat Pennies were struck carrying the small d mint mark beneath the date. Most of these coins entered circulation immediately. They traveled through grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants, school lunch counters, and family piggy banks. Decades later, many surviving examples show scratches, worn details, faded surfaces, and dark brown toning from years of circulation. Some people dismiss these old pennies as ordinary pocket change, but collectors see something very different. They see history frozen inside copper. The 1956 D. Wheat Penny may appear simple at first glance, but in the world of coin collecting, the smallest details can completely transform a coin's importance. Collectors search carefully for coins with strong strikes, unusual mint errors, and original surfaces untouched by cleaning. A tiny difference invisible to most people can sometimes turn an ordinary coin into a highly desirable collectible. One of the biggest attractions surrounding the 1956 D penny is the possibility of rare minting abnormalities. Coins struck with doubled lettering, die cracks, off-center designs, or unusual surface features immediately attract attention from collectors searching for hidden treasures. Condition also plays a massive role in determining value. A heavily circulated coin with worn details is far more common than a sharply preserved example showing bright, original red copper color and strong mint luster. This is why collectors often separate Lincoln pennies into different color categories: brown, red-brown, and full red. Full red examples preserved for decades without losing their fiery copper brilliance are especially admired because they become increasingly difficult to find over time. Now let's address the dramatic claim the 1956 D. Wheat Penny could be worth millions of dollars. Stories like these spread quickly because they create excitement and mystery. But the reality is more realistic. Most ordinary circulated 1956 D pennies are worth modest amounts compared to the extreme values often mentioned online. However, certain exceptionally rare mint errors or ultra-high-grade examples can achieve surprisingly strong prices among serious collectors. These are the coins that inspire people to search through jars of pennies, hoping to discover something extraordinary hidden in plain sight. The copper composition of the wheat penny gives the coin its warm and recognizable appearance. Over decades, exposure to air slowly transforms the bright red surface into deeper brown shades. This natural aging process is called toning, and collectors often appreciate attractive natural color because it reflects originality and authenticity. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is cleaning old coins. Cleaning may appear to improve the coin, but it actually removes the delicate original surface collectors value most. A naturally aged coin almost always carries greater collector appeal than a polished one. Imagine discovering a forgotten 1956 wheat penny tucked away inside an old drawer, dusty coin jar, or inherited collection. At first glance, it might look worn and insignificant, but hidden within that small copper coin could be an unusual variety, a rare, striking error, or a beautifully preserved survivor from another era. That possibility is what makes coin collecting so exciting. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series continues to fascinate collectors because it combines history, artistry, mystery, and the thrill of discovery. Every coin carries a journey through pockets, cash registers, and generations of human lives. Even a common date like 1956 can still ignite excitement because collectors know rare examples do exist. The search never truly ends, and that endless possibility keeps the hobby alive. In the end, the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny represents much more than 1 cent. It represents American history, hidden stories, and the powerful idea that something small and overlooked may still hold incredible importance. And that is the real secret behind these old copper coins. Their true value is not only measured in dollars. It is measured in the history they survived, the mysteries they carry, and the dreams they continue to inspire in collectors around the world. The center of mystery, excitement, and unbelievable stories of hidden fortune. Few American coins have captured attention quite like the legendary 1943 Lincoln Wheat Penny. At first glance, it looks simple, a small silver-colored 1-cent coin worn by time and history. But behind that unusual appearance lies one of the most fascinating chapters ever written in American coinage. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, becoming the first circulating American coin to feature a real historical figure. For decades, these pennies were struck from copper and became part of everyday American life. Children saved them in jars, workers carried them in their pockets, and families spent them without ever imagining that some would later become famous among collectors. But everything changed in 1943. The world was in the middle of World War II, and copper had become critically important for military equipment, shell casings, communication wires, and wartime production. To conserve copper for the war effort, the United States Mint made a dramatic decision that would forever change the appearance of the Lincoln cent. Instead of copper, the 1943 pennies were struck using zinc-coated steel. For the first time in history, Americans saw pennies that looked silver instead of brown. The unusual appearance immediately shocked the public. Some people confused them with dimes, while others disliked how quickly the steel surfaces changed color through circulation. At the Denver Mint, these coins were produced with a small D mint mark beneath the date. Millions entered circulation during one of the most difficult periods in world history. These coins traveled through military bases, wartime factories, crowded cities, and small towns across America, while the entire nation focused on survival and victory. Today, surviving 1943, steel cents often appear worn, scratched, faded, or darkened by rust and age. Some show gray surfaces, while others have uneven spots caused by moisture and decades of handling. Many people call them dirty coins, but collectors understand these marks are signs of real history. Unlike copper pennies, steel cents reacted very differently to time and the environment. Moisture could damage the zinc coating, exposing the steel underneath and creating corrosion. Because of this truly attractive 1943 D steel cents with strong original surfaces are much harder to find today. But this is where the story becomes truly extraordinary. Among collectors, the 1943 penny series became legendary because of rare minting mistakes connected to the wartime metal change. During the transition from copper to steel, a very small number of leftover copper planchets for 1942 were accidentally struck with 1943 dies. These rare bronze or copper 1943 cents became some of the most famous error coins in American history. Most 1943 D pennies are steel, but the existence of rare copper versions created endless excitement among collectors. For decades, people searched old jars and family collections, hoping to discover one of these hidden treasures. Now, let's address the dramatic claim that a 1943 D penny could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. A normal circulated steel 1943 D cent is usually worth far less than those enormous numbers often repeated in stories online. However, exceptionally rare varieties, rare mint errors, and extraordinary condition examples can command astonishing prices among serious collectors. That possibility is what keeps the legend alive. Collectors carefully examine 1943 D pennies, searching for unusual details, double strikes, off-center designs, die cracks, clipped planchets, or evidence of the rare copper composition. Even tiny differences invisible to most people can completely transform a coin's importance. One quick test collectors often discuss is magnetism. Normal 1943 steel cents stick to magnets because they contain steel, while the famous rare copper versions do not. This simple difference became one of the most talked about secrets in American coin collecting. Condition also matters enormously. A steel cent preserved with bright surfaces, sharp wheat lines, and minimal corrosion becomes much more desirable than heavily damaged examples. High-grade steel cents are increasingly difficult to find because the metal composition was vulnerable to environmental damage. The sound of a steel penny is different from a copper cent. The feel is different. Even the appearance under light is different. These small changes gave a 1943 steel cent a unique identity unlike any other penny ever released by the United States Mint. Imagine discovering a forgotten 1943 D penny hidden inside an old coin jar passed down through generations. At first glance, it may seem worn and ordinary, but the possibility that it could hold an unusual mint error or extraordinary rarity creates excitement that few other coins can match. That mystery is what makes the 1943 D steel cent unforgettable. The coin represents far more than 1 cent. It represents wartime sacrifice, industrial change, and one of the most dramatic transformations in American coinage history. It tells the story of a nation adapting during global conflict while ordinary citizens unknowingly carried pieces of history in their pockets. Even decades later, the 1943 D steel penny continues to fascinate collectors around the world because it combines history, rarity, survival, and the thrill of hidden discovery. And that is the true secret behind this legendary coin. Its real value is not only measured in money. It is measured in the history it survived, the mysteries it created, and the dream that somewhere out there, another extraordinary example may still be waiting to be found. The 1954 D. Lincoln Wheat Penny remains one of the most talked about coins in the world of modern treasure hunting. At first glance, the 1954 D penny may appear ordinary. It is small, brown, lightweight, and simple in design. But experienced collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. Sometimes the smallest coin can hide the biggest mystery. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, forever changing American coin history. Before Lincoln appeared on the cent, most United States coins featured symbolic figures rather than real people. His portrait represented leadership, resilience, and national unity during difficult times in American history. On the reverse side of the coin, 2 wheat stalks frame the words 1 cent, giving the coin its famous wheat penny nickname. Those wheat ears symbolized growth, prosperity, and the agricultural strength of America during the early 20th century. By 1954, America was experiencing rapid growth after World War II. Factories were active, highways expanded across the country, and coins moved constantly through the hands of millions of people. At the Denver Mint, enormous numbers of Lincoln cents were produced with the small D mint mark beneath the date. These pennies traveled everywhere. They passed through grocery stores, school lunch lines, train stations, diners, and family cash registers. Children saved them in jars while adults carried them loose in pockets and wallets, without realizing that some would later become collectible treasures. Most surviving 1954 D pennies today show the effects of time. Their once bright copper surfaces have darkened into brown shades through decades of oxidation and circulation. Many display scratches, faded details, worn edges, and marks from years of handling. Some people describe these coins as dirty or damaged, but collectors see them differently. Every mark tells part of the coin's story. Every scratch reflects the journey it survived through generations of American life. But this is where the mystery surrounding the 1954 D penny truly begins. In the world of numismatics, value is not determined only by age. Tiny details can completely transform an ordinary coin into something extraordinary. Minting errors, unusual surfaces, rare varieties, and exceptional preservation all influence collector demand. The 1954 D wheat penny became especially interesting to collectors because certain examples display striking irregularities and unusual die characteristics. Coins with doubled lettering, die cracks, repunched mint marks, or strong strike details immediately attract attention. Collectors carefully inspect the date, lettering, and mint mark under magnification, searching for tiny differences invisible to most people. A barely noticeable variation can completely change a coin's importance. Condition also plays a massive role in determining value. Most 1954 D pennies spent decades in circulation, meaning high-grade survivors are increasingly difficult to locate. Coins retaining sharp wheat details, smooth surfaces, and original copper luster are far more desirable than heavily worn examples. The color of a Lincoln Wheat penny is extremely important among collectors. Newly struck pennies originally displayed bright red copper surfaces. Over time, exposure to air transformed many into darker red-brown or brown tones. Collectors classify these coins into categories such as brown, red-brown, and full red. Full red examples retaining original mint color after decades are especially admired because they are far scarcer than ordinary circulated pieces. Now, let's address the dramatic claim that a 1954 D wheat penny could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Stories like these spread rapidly because they create excitement and inspire treasure hunters to search old collections. But the truth is more complex. Most ordinary circulated 1954 D pennies are not worth enormous fortunes. However, extremely rare error coins and extraordinary high-grade examples can command significant prices among advanced collectors. These unusual pieces are what fuel the legends surrounding rare pennies. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching year after year. Many people unknowingly overlook old pennies sitting inside drawers, piggy banks, and inherited collections. What appears ordinary to one person may hold hidden importance to another. One important lesson experienced collectors always repeat is never to clean old coins. Cleaning damages the original surface and often reduces collector appeal dramatically. Natural aging and authentic surfaces are considered far more valuable than artificial shine. Imagine discovering a dusty 1954 D wheat penny hidden inside a forgotten jar of coins passed down through generations. Its surface may appear dark and worn, but beneath that aged copper could be a rare variety or extraordinary survivor from another era. That possibility transforms an ordinary penny into something magical. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series continues to fascinate collectors because it combines history, artistry, mystery, and the thrill of discovery. Every coin carries traces of the world it traveled through and the people who once used it. The 1954 D penny especially represents a powerful moment in American history, a time of growth, optimism, and change. Even today, decades after leaving the Denver Mint, these small copper coins continue inspiring collectors around the world. And that is the true secret behind the legendary wheat penny. Its value is not only measured in dollars. Its real worth comes from the history it survived, the mysteries it carries, and the dream that somewhere out there, an extraordinary hidden example may still be waiting to be found.